What's up, guys? Kwasi for Kwasi Media and Kwasi Animations here. We are doing the animation video. I'm going to show you how to smooth out animations. Basically, I'm going to create an animation from Yamcha being in a rest pose. Sorry if you hear this background noise. It is my heater. It is chilly. Now, what I want you to understand is I'm using a pose library. You may not have one of these, so if you choose to pose a character a certain way, that's on you, that's fine. So I'm gonna use my pose library to show you how to smooth. This is about smoothing out animations. If you're using Blender, okay, I'm gonna go back to the layout real fast. I want you to notice that you can go to edit, go to preferences, go to add-ons, and in your add-ons, the reason why I'm showing you the add-ons is if you don't know that you can put add-ons in the Blender, go to Google and type in Animate Blender add-on. It's a free add-on. Download the add-on, and what you're going to do is hit install, and you're going to go to wherever your actual file is, and in my case it's in add-ons, and you're going to go to Animate. Yeah, it's not in this one, it's in the other one. I'm sorry. You're gonna go to Animate, and then you're gonna click Install Add-on. This is Animate Master. You're gonna click Install Add-on, and you're gonna use that. Okay, so that's gonna help you also because this is what it looks like, and it has multiple options in it. And this is one thing that can help you smooth out animations. Okay, so that's a good tool to use. Do not forget to save your project. And again, I have various poses, but these are poses that I created myself. Like for instance, I have Hungar poses, poses where the character is like doing certain actions, okay, standing in certain poses. Okay, so if you're looking down here, you can see them a lot better. All right, the Hungar pose 1, and these are poses that I did myself. Fighter pose 1. So I didn't get these poses from I didn't extract them from anything. I handmade those poses. So even the rest pose is my pose. This is not something you get out of Xenoverse 2 or anything like that. So you can create your own poses, and I'll even show you how to make a pose. I think I showed you how to do that in the other video, the character animations video. So go look at that video and then show you how to make a pose library or make a pose for your pose library. And don't forget, in your pose library, click the shield, which is the fake user, click that so that that pose library remains there. I'm not doing it in here because I'm using this for the tutorial. So let's get started. I'm sorry that took too long, but I wanted to explain those things to you ahead of time. I'm gonna click the whole thing. We're gonna hit I, we're gonna hit location rotation to put all those keyframes in because I want all bones available, because who knows what bone I may use to actually do an animation. In this case, I'm gonna go to my other pose library, and I'm going to decide on what I want to put in there. So I guess I'll do a meditation pose. So what's going to happen is you need to find your pacing or your distance, your spacing, I mean to say. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in 24, and I'm going to go 24 frames ahead. Understand, I don't have to, but my frames are set at 30 frames a second, so it's not even a full second for me right now. So I'm going to put that in, and I'm going to select all of him. Now, down here at the bottom, so that we don't go through a bunch of mess, we're going to click auto keying. Now understand, auto keying is going to go with your last selection, which was location rotation. So I'm going to click his pose, and this is where he goes, right? So if I have him here, he's going to start to slowly go upward. And you see how his body, his bones, his legs intersect? We're going to fix that, okay? And then now it looks smooth to you, but it's not necessarily a smooth animation. All right. So even though it has a sense of smoothness, but there's things that could be changed to make it smoother or not. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete that one because I want to show something a little bit more advanced than that. All right. So like for instance, let's say a shoulder lift, right? So let's say we'll lift our shoulders. I want them to shrug. I'm gonna hit G, Y, because I'm using it on local. Don't forget, your Blender comes default in global unless you've changed your settings. So we'll go to being local, and local makes the Y the up and down instead of the Z. Z is gonna be your front to back, okay? And X is still your left to right. Shimmy, shimmy, baby. Okay, so now we're gonna have him shrug. Okay, so his shoulders started, you see that it already changed up, right? So I'll delete that so you can see where it shows up. So I'm gonna have him shrug. I'm gonna have his arms go out, right? I want to do it too much. All right, so let's. Yep, go up some more. Because again, we want them to be like, oh. And that's pretty much what we're aiming for right now. Is that it? Oh, one more. Don't forget to save. All right, so now he's shrugging now, right? Okay, so you might say, well, all right, cool. That's cool, he's shrugging. And you see how slow that was? Because again, I have it at 24 frames. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna hit select all. Even though those are not, I'm not using all of those bones because I'm using just these. So let's go select those bones, select your shoulders, and these are the bones that we're using, right? And we were using the hands also. So all those bones are selected now. So I'm gonna go forward to 12 frames. I'm gonna select all those things and I'm gonna put them to, I have a default key, a short key for that. So you can just drag it yourself if you want to, and that's fine. All right, so he's shrugging. Now, one of the biggest things is, one of the reasons why the animation looks like it's smooth, even though it's fast because I'm at 30 frames a second, the reason why it has a certain smoothness to it right now is what you're seeing is that I found a space or a distance. So I didn't just go 2 or 3 frames. I found a pretty good frame distance. Like one way I go about doing it is to say I want to shrug myself. So I'll count how many movements as frames. So from me going from my hands to my side to me shrugging is 2 frames, 1, 2. So in real life, if that's 2 frames, I always add 10. That's 10 frames. So that means now it's 12 frames. And guess what? If I go and put 12 in, that's 12 frames, right? Now, if I want this to be even smoother or seem more realistic, what I'll do is I will literally stagger the animation. So we know for a fact when you start to shrug, your shoulders go up first. So what I'll do is I'll pick these instead. You see how they're already out there? See how the elbow is moving late? I don't even know why it's out there like that. Let me fix that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick just these, right? Got picked. All right, pick just these. And I'm gonna go like 3 frames, 1, 2, 3, right? And I'm gonna stagger those. So now they're after that. Now you say, well, it still kind of have a little lag. All right, watch this. Now this time we're gonna go to the end of this and we're gonna go 1, 2, 3 more frames. All right. So now they're gonna follow each other. All right. Now you say, well, how do you get that to be smoother? I'm gonna show you in a second. Just bear with me. So now the reason why I'm staggering the animations is now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find, because now everything is staggered. Right? You see how everything is staggered? Okay. So what I want to do is find that space to what's the best space for those animations. Okay, so let's click this one and I'll click this one. Right, and now we got them pretty much right on top of each other. All right, so I don't want that. I know I'm gonna go right about here. I'll hit G1 because I wanted to go one more space. I'll hit this one on G2. All right, so I'm gonna take that one back, -1. All right, so now I'm gonna pick all of it. I'm gonna push it out to 25 frames. Okay, it's still too big to me. So we're gonna push it back down to, I'll make it go to 20. All right, that's a little bit better. Again, I'm running at 30 frames a second. Okay, this could be a 15 frame animation to be truthful. So let's go to 15. Now that's way better. There we go. All right, so now I want to smooth these out. So what you're gonna do is you can do this from your what's the thing called? I'm sorry, y'all gonna forgive me. You can do this from your action editor. Hit X, clean channels. It's a reason for that because there's channels that were put in there that's gonna make your animation lag that you don't need. And then hit T and we're gonna go Bezier. Don't trip out, don't wig out. Then you're gonna hit Control E, and you're gonna hit, you can pick your easing, meaning in other words, this is what makes the animation a little smoother, okay? Where you can find out how fast you want it to come in, how fast you want to go out. You can make it ease in only or ease out, meaning in other words is, it's like lifting your arm slow and then fast suddenly, or lifting it fast and then suddenly slow. Okay, so I tend to go in and out. Now watch the animation. You see the difference there? There was a major difference from the last time, right? So this makes the animation a little bit smoother. Okay, now a little while ago I told you about the Animate app add-on. So I go in and I add the smooth slider, and I add an extra slider by hitting the plus, and I go to blend ease. Now because all of these options are selected, I'm going to go to blend ease, and you click this circle here, and what you can do is click it, hold shift, and then go left to right, the direction you want to go. I'm gonna go to about 19, and then I'm going to click to do the same thing for smooth, but I'm not going to go as high. All right, now when I play the animation is far more smoother than it was, but I want it to be even more smoother. So I'm gonna, well, I don't want to be less, I want it to be smoother. So I'm gonna click it a little bit further. There we go. Yeah, there we go. So really the key here is figuring out your spacing. And that a lot of times be the issue is people don't understand their spacing. Like even if you were just doing a general shrug, like he's like, I don't know, okay. The key here is to literally find, is to find your spacing. Now we made this we started off at 24, right? And then we went back to 12, and then we went to 15. So now we realize 15 frames is what we need to have him shrug. Now if he was doing this real quick, like let's just say he was doing it fast and he just wanted to be quick, let's go to 10. He's like, I don't know. Okay, it's like, I don't know. Now understand something, the hands are not in his animation, are they? Now watch when I click the hands, they're still at 12. And they haven't even been changed. So now let's go into hands. We're gonna clean the channels, hit T, Bezier, and I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna change their blend mode, and then I'm gonna smooth them. I would go probably 30 on those. All right, now I'm gonna go back and select all these other things because I wanna see them in the animation. All right, so all those parts are there now. You see how that works? Okay, so the hands are right behind that. I'm gonna push the hands back a little. There we go. Nah, I think I liked it where it was on 12. Yep, that was so much better. So now let's select all of them. We're gonna push it back to 15. Now understand, when you go back to 0 and hit the shift button, you can scale that animation, okay? I mean S button, I said shift button. Hit S and you can scale the animation. And you see how the hands end at the last part? If you're looking down here, even up here, and I'll take that off, you can see, all right? And that's really the thing you want. Now, I'm gonna go back to just the hands, because what I'm seeing here is as they're going up, they're starting to turn, and I don't want that. I want them to turn only around about the 10 mark. Now let's go 5. See what we get. Yeah, that's so much better. All right, so again, this is one of those things where you're just trying to find that spacing. And it can be even smoother if you start dealing with something called the graph editor, which is where everything was showing up at. This is the graph editor. This right here is the graph editor. Okay, when I click this and I have all of those keyframes selected, have all those keyframes selected, it has all of my dots in there. You see all of those things? Those things it's crazy in there. All right, and do I have it selected to only? Yeah. So if I just click, say I click, let's go up here, click this and go to the arm, right? It literally just shows me the parts for the particular rotation or location curves. Okay, so like if I went in here and I pick this curve and say I take it to that curve and I just push this up, it'll change. I can literally change where that is for the animation, and I can make it smoother. I can scale this in and make it sharper, whatever the case may be. So now that arm moves a lot more differently than the other one. I do the same thing over here. All right, go in the arm, we're gonna hit the Y, open it up, I'm gonna pick this one, I'm gonna scale it in. It's gonna make a difference. See, it can be for better or worse. These are different techniques you can use, but understand when you're using the graph editor, like I can take this and go out some more, and now it's taking longer to come up. All right, so you have to like watch what you're doing, because if you don't want to completely change your animation, I don't recommend messing with the graph editor just yet, but to do some in a default way to actually do smoother animations, find your distance. So say, okay, if you want to do a punch animation, right? Let's do that. So let's say you want to do a punch animation. I'm going to select everything. I'm going to do the same thing I just did. I just want to do a punch. So I'm going to pick this arm and I'm going to go 6 frames. That's it. I'm just going to get six frames. All right. And I'm going to go and I'm going to rotate it backwards. And I'm going to pick all of it. I'm going to rotate it. I'm going to rotate it so it'll swing like this. I'm going to fold this up, rotate it a little bit. And because I have my pose library over here, I'm going to go and pick the one and make him a fist on his left hand. Okay, because I don't want to have to do it myself. So as he's going, he's drawing back, right? Okay, so we know we want this a little bit higher up. Wrong thing. Oh man, wrong thing. Okay, so I'm gonna go a little bit higher up. Rotate it a little bit. Okay, rotate this some more. Keep hitting the wrong buttons. Right, okay. Just a little bit more. There we go. So he's swinging back. Right, but understand that's too fast, right? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna literally go 6 more frames. I'm gonna take all of this and I'm gonna swing it forward. All right, change my rotation a little bit, just a little bit. Swing it forward some more. And I know you might say, what did you do? I hit R. I hit Alt R, okay, and then I'll swing it out. I'm just finding my distance, the thing that I want. All right, so now when you see it is, right, okay, so now we're going to add the shoulder. I'm going to add this shoulder to it. We want him to swing, right? Again, adding 6 more frames. I'm gonna go on the deep, this time I have to swing it forward. So since we're swinging forward with the shoulder, we're gonna bring this one back now, right? Bring it back up. I'm gonna take this and we can turn it a little bit more, right? Well, I'll swing it back a little bit some more. I'm looking at the bottom one when I'm doing this, right? Okay, so, all right. And I'm gonna pick that shoulder again because I really wanted it to really swing across his body, to be honest. All right, so that's done, right? So it's swinging, he's swinging. All right, so now my point was this. Okay, since we got all of this picked and selected, and we know the hands are selected. What? Yeah, because I didn't do the 6 on the hands. The hands staying the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to deselect the hands because I don't want them to change. So here I'm going to find my spacing. So let's say I wanted to go to 20. Really what it is it's too fast. So I'm going to pull it out to about 20. Oh, see, now that's way different, right? So the same thing I did a little while ago. I'm going to pick everything, hit X to clean the channels, hit T for Bezier. And then I'm gonna hit Control E. I'm gonna go ease in and out. Okay. So really, that's what you're looking for right there. Is you just want those. That's just a simple, basic way to do it until you start getting more comfortable with dealing with the actual graph editor. But right now, just to block something out, see how I use the spacing of 20, and it looks like a pretty solid punch. Okay. So and even though it's just a makeshift punch. Your thing is, see how the arm is lifting back to that space, his hands balling up, and then he's punching. Okay, now I could add a little something here where it cocks back, and then it just, like, say for instance, since the auto keying's on, I'll pick this and I'll literally, like, say I'll roll this back, right? So he's like, ew. Let's pick that. So now it's right, so that completely changed. You see how that completely changed the animation? See how now when he swings, it has a little bit more oomph behind it. finding that space, because I didn't count. I just found the space. That's approximately 4 frames, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So within that 20 frames, and I just see how it's swinging. Let's change this one up so you can. So it's swinging up. Now I want to change the way his hand balls up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit I, location rotation, and pick all of that. I really don't want his fist to ball up just yet. Now I'm altering this because I don't want his fist to ball up yet. Yeah, that's it. I like that. Ooh. Because by the time his hand gets up here, he should be making a fist by now. So see how he's making a fist now? Now that he's making a fist, that just changes the whole dynamic. I do need to change this up though. I don't like the way that looks. That's better. Let's fold this up a little bit more. Yes, sir. Now we go. There we go. Okay. Messing up. I'm messing up badly. Pick this again. All right. Okay. Now all I'm doing is making adjustments. See, this is one of the things also you can do is just start making adjustments. All right, so now since I changed that one so much, we're gonna beef it up a little bit more. All right. Even the shoulder can be a little bit more extreme. And make it a little bit more extreme. Fold them up a little bit. Roll it back, cock it back some. Yeah, he's cocking back, bro. Now, watch this here. Now, you see how I'm starting to develop? I'm starting to build on this. Now I'm turning this body. Okay, I'm gonna rock it back forward again. I'm gonna spin it back. Now he's fully punching. And I'm gonna have him lean forward a little bit into it. Lean to it a little bit. Okay. Okay, I'll bring this back some so it's still kind of to the front. I'm gonna hit one. Nah, I'm gonna put that back the way it was. Bring it down a little bit. There we go. So swing it. He's still swinging wide right here. And I don't like how wide that is. And I'm gonna bring this in. I'm gonna bring this in some. Yeah, I think that's not too bad. It could be better. But one of the things for your spacing that you really have to focus on is making sure that you have a good spacing on your keyframes. Okay, because those keyframes could change. Because I mean, I have all this stuff running at the same speed when really I could literally adjust this back here to 5 and change completely how it rocks all the way. All right, like say the shoulder, I make the shoulder go back to 2. So the shoulder's rocking back fast. Let's go to the chest. Have the chest rock back at 5. So now he's rocking back even harder. So now the whole animation changed. You see how it just completely got sluggish? So it's just a matter of finding the spacings that you want and how you want them to work. That's really what it comes down to. Because that's not too bad. I mean, there's things I could still do. Like when it's rolling forward, when you look at it here, you see how it's rolling forward, it's starting to dip. I should actually bring that up, right? I should actually bring this up. Oh, wrong way. I had it right the first time. Here we go. Ah. All right. Oh, that's too high. There we go. So now it's, all right, so, and that's really the thing there. I've gone over time, but that's really, I hope that I helped someone. If I didn't, if you want more clarity, please tell me exactly what you want. But if I input an animation I already have pre-existing, it's already smoothed out. So really the key here is to take your time, find your spacing, make your animation where you want to make it, and then refine that animation. Because if I sat here and just worked on this, I could do this in 20 minutes and have him jumping, punching, flipping, rolling, and it'll be pretty smooth animation. But you have to you have to take your time and know exactly what it is that you want to do. And that's really the biggest piece here. So I'm gonna go and animate real quick. I'm gonna click this like that. I'm gonna do this, and there we go. So, and that's just, again, me using animate is more of me showing you that it can smooth out your animation, but not necessarily give your animation more oomph. Cause see, the animation's at 20, but let's say I wanted to go a little bit faster. So I'm gonna pick the whole thing, and I'm gonna, excuse me, I'm sorry, bring it down to 15. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna bring it down to 12. So now it's at 12, and this is really a fast punch now. Boom. Okay. All right, remember, we're doing this at 30 frames. So there you have it, man. This is Kwasi for Kwasi Media and Kwasi Animations. Nothing but love from this side, man. Holla at y'all later.